Yo, what's going on guys? It's Anime One back here with another video, and today I'm over here with another part of what if Naruto had Gojo Saturo's power. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Also like this video. So let's begin the video. All of the getting squads that qualify for the second exam were standing in front of the Nara. It was standing in front of the male fence that sealed off the forest. Okay, before we begin the second exam, I'm gonna pass these forms to everyone. The Nara showed everyone that was gathered the forms in his hand. Everyone was giving him a look of confusion, so he explained. The forms here are consent forms. Consent forms. Why? One of the Genin asked. Nara proceeded to answer. From here on out, people will die. The Leaf Village is not responsible for anyone's death, our shinobi included. Naruto, who had his arms folded and a look of boredom, spoke. Are you going to tell us about the second exam or what? Well, I was actually getting to that. To put it simply, the second exam is a survival test. All of you will be pitted against one another in this exam. If you look to your left, you will see a tent. In the tent, your team will receive either a heaven or a earth scroll. Your objective is to find a team with a scroll that is opposite of yours and retrieve it from them. Remember, anything goes. Once you have the two scrolls, you head to the tower. The Nara pulled out a scroll revealing a map. This is a layout for the training ground 44. It's a circular area with 44 entrances, and the tower which you are headed to is the center of the forest. The Nara pulled out two scrolls. This white one is the Heaven Scroll, and the blue one is the Earth Scroll. Since there are 28 teams, one scroll will be given out to each squad. All we have to do is pass, is get by bringing the both scrolls to the tower. Fugaku asked. It's not that simple. Yes, you have to bring the scroll to the tower, but all three team members must be alive, and you have a time limit. Nara said, informing the boy of his condition. Time limit? How long do we have? Naruto asked. As the boy, Nara simply opened his palms. 5 days. So that's what you meant by cutting the number in half. One of the grass ninjas said as he pointed out, yes. If you will fill out the consent forms and submit them when begin the exam, and in your forms as a team, you will be given your scroll once you do. You have half an hour to complete this. You will be given a number on which gate to report to. You are head to the gate immediately. When the gates open, the exams begin. Good luck, you all, he said with a small smile. 20 minutes later, each gaining squad filled their consent forms, handed them in, and received the scroll and their gate number. Squad 4 walked to Squad 8. Well, it seems like you guys are enemies from here on out, Naruto said. So it seems. Just make sure that you guys make it to the tower, okay? Minato said, giving Naruto a genuine smile. Team 7 and 8 were talking as Kushina spoke. You idiots, be careful. Just don't you cross us. That goes for you too, pretty boy, she said, glancing up at Minato. He just glanced back at Kushina. You're confident about this, aren't you, Kushina? However, we are the ones you should be worrying about, he said. Mikoto grabbed both of her teammates and arms. Let's go, you two. We have to get to our gate, she said. Kushina did the same thing with Fugaku and Naruto. They both were so goddamn bored. Naruto was thinking, in the meantime, is this exam even worth my effort? But he saw many of the Genins glaring at him, especially the ones from the sand and Taki. What the hell did he ever do to them? This is so troublesome, Naruto thought. Taki team gathered around. So, what about that Naruto guy's team? Can we kill them without worrying about the war? Without worrying about facing a war against Konoha? One of the Genin said. His name was Yasaru pointed out. Ishii, who had folded his arms, shook his head. He was Yasaru's teammate. He also wore a grass headband like Yasaru. No, it's not that. Our Kage simply said us to get through the exams. Besides, we have no idea how good they are. If we run into them, then we'll fight. But our objective is not to seek them out. Yosaru nodded. Understood. Let's head to our gate then. The Rock Squad headed towards their gate. In fact, all Genin squads were heading towards their gate. Kushina and Fugaku and Naruto were standing in front of gate 16. The group looked at each other and waiting for the gate to open. At gate 25, the Taki team and the Grass team were there, waiting for the gate to open. The group looked confident. Their level of confidence would have unnerved most. They had one objective, that was get to the tower, which in their opinion was a child's play. The gates slowly opened, and when they were fully opened, everyone took off at full speed into the forest. A second portion of the tuning exam had now begun. Meanwhile, in the Hokage Tower, Sakumo was looking at Hiruzen with a worried look on his face. "What do you mean, Hokage-sama?" he said. Hiruzen gave Sakumo a wary look. "Well, it's quite simple. I suspect there will be assassination attempts on Naruto's life, and by extension, Kushina and Fugaku as well," he said. As Sakumo's eyes widened. "But why?" he said. "Here's inside. You're a genius, Sakumo. You know that better than anyone. Why? You know the boy's abilities firsthand, don't you? And how powerful he'll become once he masters them." Hiruzen said. As he blew out smoke from his pipe, Sakumo clenched his fist in anger. "People are just so corrupted. If they cannot comprehend something, they just want to get rid of it because they see it as a threat, even when the person is so pure-hearted and kind," Sakumo said. As Hiruzen saw the man was getting angry. "I don't want you to get angry, Sakumo. That's just how it is. But I was just wanting to inform you right now. In case, I want to ask you, is Naruto ready for a Jonin level threat?" Hiruzen asked. Sakumo looked at Hiruzen and gave him a nod. "He's ready for any Jonin level threats, and even above. He can go somewhat of a toe-to-toe with me, so I don't think there should be any problem," Sakumo said. Hiruzen gave him a nod. "What about Kushina and Fugaku?" he asked. "They both are high tuning level and reaching low joining level, so I think they should be fine as well," he said. As Hiruzen sighed a relief. "Well, at least we have something good coming out of this tuning exams," he said. Well, Sakumo had one question in mind, and he wanted to ask it, so he did. "Well, Hokage-sama, if you don't mind, I would like to ask a question. Why are Taki and Grask's country targeting Naruto? Aren't they our allies? Don't they fear that we might go to war with them because of this shit?" Sakumo said. Hiruzen gave to him a rather impressed look. "Very nice question, Sakumo. And the answer to that is simple. Money. They were simply paid to do the mission. Those tunings or whatever you or Genians that entered, I can guarantee you that they are not Genians. By a simple chocolate level, I could say. But since they were sent to this tuning exams to take it, I couldn't say anything. They were registered as Genians in this exam, so I don't have any consent in that," Hiruzen said. Sakumo gave him a nod. "I understand, Okage-sama. I'll take my leave." And with that, Sakumo left the room. Force of death. 5 hours later. Sakamo's squad, after obtaining the Heaven Scroll from a grass scoop, uh, thanks to Naruto's six eyes spotting them, the group decided to rest, sitting on the pondering root as Fugaku wiped his mouth after taking a sip of water. That was fun. I can't believe they fell for that. So, what's the next move? Naruto, who was leading against a tree trunk not so far away, answered, "Our next step is to head to the tower. We'll move in a V with me taking the lead." And Fugaku didn't like that. Why the hell do you have to be in the lead? As Kushina was the one who was sitting on a branch, moved to them and answered, "He has the sixth eyes, you idiot. He can see far distances away from us, and also night vision. He can see the incoming attacks and warn us before it happens. Stop making this a contest of who's better. We have an exam to pass, and our teamwork is essential," she said, as Fugaku hated to admit it, but she was right, even though he didn't like it. Naruto was fitted to lead. "Okay, you can lead. Just don't get us killed. Whatever, let's head out." Nodding to their team leader, the group passed out of sight. In another part of the forest, another team was simply Minato's team had obtained an Earth Scroll from the Mist Squad, and but their victory was short-lived when they ran into a rock ninja from the exam, and they fought them. And due to Minato, Hayashi, and Mikoto all being strong, they were able to pass the exams. So that was pretty easy, Minato said, as he looked down at the team that he had just defeated. "What did you expect?" said Hayashi as he had a big stick up his ass. Minato could just see that by looking at the Hyuga. "Well, Hayashi, I'm not gonna discuss about this, but just because you're a Hyuga doesn't mean that everything will go according to you," she said. Hayashi gave her a glare. "I'm a Hyuga member, and you are a Uchiha member. Be proud of it, not like this clanless boy," he said, glaring at Minato. Mikoto glared hard at Hayashi, and this clanless boy is the same boy that's the strongest member of our team, and not to mention the rookie of the year of our class, and the man who's tied with Naruto, who possesses the six eyes, one of the strongest eyes that had ever existed, that surpasses your pathetic Byakugan in power 6 times over, Hyuga, Mikoto said. Hiyashi got angry. "Shh, what did you say? Uchiha?" he said as he got up to her face. Minato glared at Hayashi. "If you dare lay a hand on her, I'll cut off your arm," he said. Hayashi backed away as he saw those cold blue eyes glaring at him. I understand," he said as they all started walking towards the tower. "Well, that's for that," said Mikoto as he looked at Minato with a small blush. He would protect her no matter what. Hopefully, she could do the same. Time skip, 5 days later. Hiruzen was standing in front of the group of the Genins that were strong enough to make it. On his right were, well, Sakumo, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and a few other Jonins. On his left were also a few other Jonins from the other teams that had passed. He looked at the 10 Genin teams that had survived the tournament. He had explained the rules, that the fact that the matches were the preliminary rounds. He was also explained how they'd be fighting for self from here on out. He was about to continue when a windroll of leaves appeared in front of him, and there stood her. Sakumo blushed. Yuki, what are you doing here?" Sakumo said. The girl who had a black hair that went down to her waist, and she had a beautiful face with wearing a white kimono, a battle white kimono with a sword strapped right at her back. She smiled at Sakmo. Well, oh dear, I'll take it from here on out. I'm the proctor for the stage of the exam, she said with a soft smile. Sakmo deadpanned. Well, this is troublesome, he said, as he looked at Hiruzen, who gave him a soft smile. Well, Sakmo, don't give me that look. She is your wife after all. Naruto and his other two teammates looked at his sensei's wife. Well, Reina-san is here. Would you look at that? Said Naruto with a smirk. Reina spotted the team. You, Naruto, Kushina, and Fugaku, how are you all? You all passed. So happy, she said as all the Genins looked at Kushina, Naruto, and Fugaku. Kushina and Fugaku blushed as Naruto just smiled at the woman. Well, what did you expect? He said, as Reina simply smirked at him. Well, don't we have a cocky one? I hope you do live up to your reputation, Naruto, she said. Naruto smirked. Don't doubt it for a second, Reina-sensei. You'll see what I'm capable of doing, he said. Reina smirked at him. Very well then. Reina then diverted her attention from the team to the crowd. Okay, I am Reina Hatake. I'll be the judge of this portion of the exams. I'm sure that Hiruzen has informed you of the process of the preliminary rounds. Since there are 33 fighters, which means there will be 16 fights, one of you will be lucky enough to get a bye. Killing is allowed. You will be disqualified if someone enters the ring and comes to your aid. You can use weapons and any other tricks you might have. This will be treated as a real shinobi battle. If you turn to your monitor on your left, your names will be displayed along with your opponent. When that occurs, come to the center of the ring. As Kushina pumped her fist up, I can't wait until it's my turn. As Fugaku shook his head. Now you're a fighter, eh? Don't get your ass kicked. Naruto, who was next to the two, was watching the screen to see who was going to fight. When the two names appeared, his eyes widened in shock. Koei smiled. Excellent. The monitor displayed Kushina Uzumaki versus Raza of the Gold Sand. Naruto's eyes hardened at the red-haired boy that was coming towards the arena, and he vanished in a gold stroll of sand as he appeared in the middle of the arena. Kushina jumped down as he looked at the boy. She was actually serious. She had seen the Raza fight in the Forest of Death, and for a fact, she knew beside any of her teammates, and maybe Minato, Raza was probably the strongest one out of here. And she knew for a fact that she would lose, but she had to try. On top of the balcony, Sakamo and the other Joni senseis were standing together with the squad. The shinobi from the Taki and the rare grass villagers on the other side. Hiruzen was standing with side to side with the Nara, who was the proctor of the exam, was standing in the middle portion of the balcony. The other two Jonins from the other villages, like sand, were spread out. Reina looked at the two fighters. Are there any objections? The two fighters shook their head as Reina looked at the two of them and then jumped back. Fine then, begin. As soon as he said that, Kushina jumped back as he immediately took out her chakra chains and started rushing them towards Raza, who just brought up his sand, and that sand started protecting him. This golden sand that started protecting him. This golden sand was very good defense, and it blocked every single attack that came towards him. Kushina gritted her teeth as her attacks could not get through it. The golden sand is something that it couldn't be affected by water either, neither fire. What could she do in this situation? She needed an attack strong enough to do something. Raza looked at her. You have lost, girl. As soon as this battle started and I was declared as an opponent, this battle was over. Give up, Uzumaki, he said. Kushina gritted her teeth as she looked at the man. I will never give up. That's my ninja way. If you want me to give up, you'll have to kill me, she said, as she pumped her fist in the air. Naruto face palmed. Why would it go that far, idiot? He said, as Fugaku chuckled. Well, that's exactly like Kushina, he said, as Raza smirked. As you wish, little girl, he said, as the golden sand rushed towards Kushina, who started evading the sand with her speed, which was actually quite impressive. If Kushina was evading the sand, she noticed something. Shit, she thought, as the sand, a little bit of golden sand had gotten the grasp of her. As the sand picked her up on the ground by the leg, it started slamming her into the ground. Slamming her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Raza started smirking. You said for you to give up, I'll have to kill you, huh? I'll do exactly that, he said as he threw her towards the wall as Kushina came crashing down in the wall as she formed a dent when she made impact on the wall. She coughed out blood. Her vision was blurry as she tried to look and focus, but all she saw was golden sand, and it started crawling up her body. Shit, this isn't good, Kushina thought as she was losing consciousness at all as she felt the golden sand lining up her body. As Raza started cleansing his hand, that's over. Sand. Ka. But before he could complete his sentence, the golden sand was blown away with a red aura. As Kushina was gone, Raza sensed the presence up in the air. You, he said, narrowing his eyes at the silver-haired boy, who was wearing a cloak around him, a sort of cape, and a black shirt, and cream pants. Why did you go that far when you know that you had won? Naruto said, glaring down at Raza. Raza smirked. She did say that for her to give up, I would have to kill her, so I was gonna do exactly that. I was just gonna prove to you leaf ninjas how superior the sand is, he said. Naruto glared down at the boy. You fool. He calmed himself. Well then, what would it take for you to give up Raza in a match? Raza smirked. It's the same reply as her. Kill me and I'll give up. Naruto smirked. You better remember those words. Genin of the sand. Because I'm gonna feed them right back at ya. Naruto said. As the proctor looked at Naruto, that was Reina. As she had a worried look on her face when she looked at Kushina. Medics, she called out. As Naruto landed on the ground, as everyone was looking at him. Did that boy just fly? Mikoto said, as Minato was just as surprised. Well, that's new, Minato said, as Sakumo just shook his head. Naruto, you goddamn idiot, did he have to reveal that shit? Only the third Tsuchikage And the second Tsuchikage know how to fly. Even then, they reduce their body weight to fly. You, on the other hand, don't do such shit. So I guess that's more targeted on you, he thought. But then he looked at Naruto, who had a extremely worried look on his face as he looked at Kushina. Well, she has several broken bones, that's for sure. It'll take her some time to heal up. Sakamo thought, as Kushina was taken away by the medics. Well, 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 would you look at that? The Uzumaki was defeated. One of the grass genin said, well, he was quite large for his age, so it was obvious what he really was. Mikoto Uchiha versus Fugaku Uchiha. Both of the Uchihas looked at each other, Fugaku with a little anger look on his face, and Mikoto with a little nervous look on her face, as the both jumped into the arena. And the proctor said, is there any objections? Do any one of you want to give up? He said, as both of them shook their head. No, they both said. Very well then, begin, she shouted as Reina jumped back. Minato stood beside Naruto. Do you know the story of them? They're both of them, he asked. Naruto shook his head. No, I don't. Well, what is it? He said. Well, it's quite obvious. Mikoto is the hero of the Uchiha clan, but Fugaku doesn't like that fact. Fugaku, you see, he is the the little brother of Mikoto. He was born a month after her. Well, they're both her cousins, but that doesn't matter. Fugaku was much stronger than Mikoto since birth, and due to that fact, the whole clan thought that Fugaku should be the hero of the Uchiha clan, not Mikoto. Mikoto never wanted the position Naruto, yet her father was forcing her, so she had no option. Fugaku didn't like that, so he hates Mikoto. It's as simple as that. Hate isn't the word I would exactly say. Naruto said, looking at Minato, it's jealousy. Jealousy that he couldn't become the hero of the clan. That's all there's to it, Naruto said. Minato sighed. Yes, I guess if you put it in that way, it makes more sense, he said. And as the match was going on, it was pretty clear who was winning. It was Fugaku. Fugaku was dealing brutally with Mikoto as the matches were going on. The Uchiha persists their style. Taijutsu, Fugaku was much better in it. Ninjutsu, Fugaku was much better in it. And stamina, Fugaku was much better in it. The only thing that Mikoto had was probably a little bit of her IQ that was higher than Fugaku, but that was all. But no matter how much IQ you have, but the strength, that difference between the both was obvious. As Fugaku was dealing brutally with Mikoto because he was getting angrier, because he wouldn't give up. Why the hell are you standing? Fugaku said as he looked at her. She had broken ribs and she was bleeding from her mouth and her forehead. But because I simply can't, she said as she glanced up at Minato, was gripping the railings with rage in his eyes. I cannot do that, she said. Fugaku had rage in his eyes as fire surrounded his hand. If that's what he wants, he said as he rushed forward. Then die! Fugaku screamed as he brought his hand down, but before anything, his hand was grabbed as he was held back by all the Jonins in the arena, and Mikoto was being carried away by Minato. Minato smiled at Mikoto. You did well, Mikoto. Rest now, I'll take care of the rest, he said. Mikoto smiled. Thanks, Minato, she said. As Minato smiled at her, as he passed out. Well, that's for that, Naruto said with a yawn. As this, now the things are gonna get interesting. Minato glared at Fugaku, his icy cold blue eyes, looking at the man. Why the hell did you treat her like that? Minato said with rage in his eyes. Fugaku smirked. What? Your girlfriend got a little hurt, so you're angry, huh? Namikaze, you shouldn't be the one to speak. You're a clanless boy. How the hell would you know what we're going through? I am an Uchiha. Of course I get to do what I want, Fugaku said with a smirk. Minato clenched his fist. You, Fugaku, remember my words and mark it. If I fight you in the finals of the Chunin exams, I'll beat you to the ground until you don't have a single teeth left in your mouth and all of your bones broken, he said. Fugaku smirked, as if a clanless loser like you could defeat me, he said. As Minato clenched his fist, mark my words, Fugaku, you'll pay for this, he said as he started walking up. As Jiraiya looked at Minato. You know, you got a real rage there because of your little girlfriend got hurt. But Minato would normally blush when Jiraiya said that Mikoto was his girlfriend, but Minato didn't blush this time. I'll make that bastard pay, he said. But then the board started flicking through names again, as two names popped up. Naruto Uzumaki versus Roga. The Roga smirked. Well, looks like I have the perfect opportunity to complete my mission, he said, as he looked at Naruto. It was obvious he was in Naruto's eyes as Roga. He could sense the man's chakra level, their Jonin level. He was sure that this man was a Jonin level shinobi, but he wanted to see Naruto. If any of the Genins fought Naruto, it would be a one-sided slaughter. So I guess he could see what Naruto was truly capable of if he fought someone stronger. Both of the contestants jumped to the arena as they looked at each other. Naruto was still calm and smug look on his face, as the boy Roga had a sadistic smirk on his face. Any objections? Both of them shook their heads. Very well then, begin, Reina said as she jumped back. Roga immediately went to hand signs, lava style. Lava Chasm Jutsu, he said, as he blew out a huge ball of lava towards them. All the Jonin's eyes widened. A Genkai, but that's impossible. A grass ninja, how does he have a Genkai like that? Even Hiruzen was shocked. What the hell is going on? He thought. As the lava, Naruto just stood there with still a bored look on his face as the lava ball made contact. Minato and the other Genins that were from Konoha that knew Naruto widened their eyes as they were worried about their friend. That was easy, Roga said. I just started walking away, but he heard a voice. And who are you calling just easy, little brat? As he saw that Naruto, the lava around him was disappearing. It was like a shield was around Naruto, as he had his hands in a cross. He had his fingers in a cross sign. Brat. Roga said, as he was annoyed that his attack didn't work. A lava-style Genkai, and also his energy level is not something to be joked about. A Jonin in disguise, probably here to assassinate me, Naruto thought. Hey, you know, Genins like you who have Genkai don't appear once in a while, but people like you, if you appear here and here again and again, I'm pretty sure the Kikagenkai won't be called Kikagenkai anymore since, they're rare. Did I wound your pride? Naroga said as he took a stance. Wound my pride, you say? Naruto said with a slight smile. No, I'm actually starting to enjoy this, he said. As Rogas just smiled. Enjoy this, you say? Well then, you'll regret this. As he went through hand signs as five lava balls formed around him as he spurred them out towards Naruto, who just smirked. Having no sense of danger, you say? Well, that is true. If you are here to fight me alone, he said, as the attack stopped again as the lava ball didn't reach Naruto. Hey, I really wonder, what if these lava balls touch me? I really do, he said as he was looking at the lava balls that were stopped in their tracks. But then he noticed something. These lava balls, they are. His eyes widened when the lava balls exploded as Naruto just was in mid-air as he looked at the lava balls, or the place he really was. Well, a two-stage attack. That's rather impressive, I must say so myself, he said. As he noticed someone coming behind him, Roga was behind him with fire in his hand. As he slammed his hand into Naruto's face, as Naruto's face lit up with flames, as he appeared behind Naruto with a chakra fist that was encased with lava chakra. As he punched Naruto, that sent Naruto flying. As there was a lot of smoke. This is a 6 size user. I guess they really are overrated. So easy, he said. I just started walking away again. Reina sighed. Did this brat dare to really think he was gonna win this match? Then Roga heard a voice again as he looked back. Smoke, damn it. We had this conversation early, didn't we? Naruto said. As he was blowing away the smoke, what's the meaning in this? Hiroga said as he looked back at Naruto. Well, to put it simply, you didn't touch me, Naruto said. What? I knew for a fact that I made contact with something, and it was you for a fact, he said. Well, when you touch me, Naruto said, as he brought up his hand, is the infinity that exists between you and me, he said, as Roga's eyes widened. Infinity, you gotta be kidding me. Well, if you really don't believe me, come here, Naruto said as he started waving his hands. Hey, come, I'm not gonna do anything. Roga sensed no negative emotion, so he went there. And when he tried to touch Naruto's hand, he noticed something. His hand couldn't. It was like a barrier was between him and Naruto. See? You aren't exactly stopped, but the closer you get, the slower you get. And there is infinite, and the closer you get, the slower you get. And simple. If we keep on dividing everything with 2, eventually it's gonna reach 1 and 0 eventually. And because of that, you are never gonna reach me, he said. As Roga's eyes widened. So this is infinity? Hey, now don't be shy, Naruto said as he held Roga's hand as he deactivated his infinity. Brat, Roga said as he was raged, but before he could do anything, he was met with a palm strike right to his stomach as he coughed out blood. What the hell? He thought, as Naruto still didn't let go of his arms. There's still more, Naruto said as he delivered several more palm strikes to Roga's stomach. Infinity exists everywhere, Naruto said as he let go of Roga's hand, who was still in midair. Infinity exists everywhere. Naruto started speaking as he held out one of his fingers as a red ball started forming. My what my jutsu does is simply bring it to reality. That's all. First reversal, ninjutsu, red. Naruto said, as he used the positive energy to blow Roga away, as Roga was in shock. What the hell was that? Naruto didn't apply all of his power, otherwise the whole stadium would be blown up. But before Roga could do a landing, Naruto appeared right on top of him as he grabbed Rega by the face and dragged him to the ground. As Rega kicked Naruto away, as he went through Hentai lava style, meteor shower, he said, as he blew out a huge balls of lava towards Naruto. But Naruto disappeared and appeared behind Roga. It's over, Naruto said, as he kicked Roga right in the side, sending him flying. But before Roga could land, Naruto appeared beneath Roga and kicked him up. And before Roga could land again, Naruto kicked him down, and Roga was knocked out as Naruto landed gracefully. Got my clothes dirty, he said as he dusted off his clothes. Reina smiled when she saw Naruto's attitude, carefree attitude. Well, the winner is Naruto Uzumaki, she said. All the genins, the grass, and the Taki genins were shocked. That was the strongest joining that they had, and this boy defeated him so easily. Sakuma smirked. Whoa. If anyone has any doubts on my students' abilities, well, they must be cleared by right now, he thought, as he looked around, and all the Jonins were shocked. Well, he was gonna brag about Naruto afterwards, that was for sure. Reina also was smiling as he saw Naruto go away. What a magnificent boy. Hope he doesn't go through any hardship anymore. He has already gone through enough, she thought. As he announced the next match, Minato Namikaze versus Sato Sorancho, she said, as Minato jumped down and the match was over in a few seconds. Minato was too fast for the man to track, and bam, the match is over. The next match is between Hiyashi Hyuga and Hijashi Hyuga. Both brothers jumped down, and the match is again pretty even at this one, and it was a double knockout. Two more genins were selected for the finals, as the finals were decided and they were to be held in a month from the date today, as Sakuma appeared behind behind Naruto and Fugaku. Well, Naruto and Fugaku, if you want to train, I can train you for this month, he said, as both of them, especially Naruto, nodded. Fugaku shook his head. I'm gonna have my clan train me. They know, our clan style better than you, sensei. No offense, Fugaku said. As Sakumo's eyes smiled at the boy. None taken, my boy. But Naruto, you on the other hand, will be coming with me, Sakumo said, as Naruto nodded. Hi, sensei. Let's go. When are we gonna begin our training? He said. And Sakumo smirked. Well, I would say tomorrow morning. 5 o'clock. How about it? He said. Naruto gave him a nod. Very well then. Sakumo noticed something. You're tired by using your infinity and your curse reversal technique. Red, aren't you? He said. Naruto nodded. What do you expect? I was fighting a Jonin, for God's sake, he said, as Sakumo gave him a nervous smile. I guess you're right about that, he said as he looked at the boy. The boy was gonna be something special, and Sakumo knew it. He would be the light to Konoha that would actually pierce the darkness of this world. Hopefully, Naruto Uzumaki could do things that he couldn't achieve. That was, well, Konoha being on top and hopefully no other nations going against it. And also protecting his comrades and friends. That was all Sakuma wanted the boy to do. And honestly, he couldn't ask for more.